Being a stepmom is a journey filled with love, connection, and joy, a unique path with its own set of rewards. It's about building relationships, creating a home, and nurturing a family that might look a little different, but is filled with just as much love. But it also presents unique challenges that can sometimes leave you feeling isolated, overwhelmed, or like you're navigating uncharted territory. The complexities of stepfamily dynamics can bring unexpected emotional hurdles. If you worry about whether you're doing enough, seek reassurance from your partner or a trusted friend, or fear you're not getting it right, that you're somehow falling short of expectations, know this: you are not alone. Your feelings are valid, and many others share similar experiences. Many stepmoms feel exactly the same way, grappling with similar anxieties and uncertainties as they navigate their roles. It's a common thread that connects so many in this unique family dynamic. These feelings aren't a sign of failure. They don't mean you're not cut out for this, or that you're doing something wrong. They're often rooted in something called anxious attachment, a pattern of relating that can influence how we perceive and respond to relationships. This video is here to help you understand those feelings, to shed light on the underlying causes and provide a framework for moving forward. And find a new way forward, a path that leads to greater security, confidence, and fulfillment in your role as a stepmom. We'll explore what anxious attachment is, delving into its origins and how it manifests in our lives. How it shows up in stepfamily life, specifically examining the unique ways it can impact your relationships with your stepchildren, partner, and even yourself, and why it's not your fault. Understanding that these patterns often stem from past experiences can be incredibly liberating. Imagine feeling more secure and confident in your role, knowing that you're equipped to handle the challenges that come your way. By recognizing these patterns, by identifying the triggers and understanding the underlying emotions, you gain the power to change them, to break free from the cycle of anxiety, and create healthier, more fulfilling relationships. You can learn new ways to communicate, expressing your needs and boundaries with clarity and confidence, care for yourself, prioritizing your well-being and nurturing your own emotional needs, and build the loving family life you want, a home filled with warmth, connection, and mutual respect. This journey starts with understanding and hope. It begins with acknowledging your feelings and believing in your capacity for growth. You are capable, loving, and resilient, and you deserve to feel secure and happy, to thrive in your role as a stepmom and create a fulfilling life for yourself and your family. What is anxious attachment really? It's a term that gets thrown around a lot, but what does it truly mean on a personal level? Let's delve into the core of anxious attachment and unpack its complexities. Simply put, it's a relationship pattern we learn early in life, often during our formative years. These early experiences lay the groundwork for how we perceive and navigate relationships later on. Our attachment style shapes how we connect with others, influencing the way we build and maintain relationships throughout our lives. It's the invisible thread that connects us to those around us. It also dictates how we see ourselves, impacting our self-esteem and sense of worth within the context of relationships. Do we feel worthy of love and affection? And crucially, it determines how we handle closeness and intimacy. Do we embrace it, or do we find ourselves pulling away, even when we desire connection? Anxious attachment often develops when caregivers are inconsistent, when the nurturing and support we need as children isn't reliably there. Sometimes loving and attentive, sometimes distant and unavailable. This inconsistency creates uncertainty and anxiety in the child. As a child, you learn to work hard for love and approval, constantly seeking validation to ensure your needs are met. You might become a people pleaser, always trying to anticipate and fulfill the needs of others. This leads to becoming highly sensitive to others' moods and emotional states, always on alert for any sign of disapproval or rejection. You become attuned to the subtle cues that might indicate a shift in their feelings towards you. This creates a deep-seated worry, a persistent fear that you're not good enough and that you might lose the love and affection you crave. That love could disappear if you're not perfect, if you don't meet the often unspoken expectations of those around you. This can lead to perfectionistic tendencies and a constant striving for unattainable ideals. As an adult, you might crave closeness and intimacy, yearning for deep and meaningful connections with others. But you constantly fear rejection or abandonment. The very thing you desire most feels perpetually out of reach, overshadowed by the fear of loss. Small things, like an unanswered text or a delayed phone call, can trigger big anxiety, sending you into a spiral of worry and self-doubt. This isn't about blame or assigning fault. It's not about pointing fingers at the past. It's about understanding how your past experiences have shaped your present-day patterns and behaviors in relationships. It's about gaining self-awareness and recognizing the origins of your anxieties. Anxious attachment doesn't mean you're broken or flawed. It's not a life sentence. It simply means you learn to seek love and connection in a certain way, a way that may no longer be serving you. Now, as a stepmom navigating the complexities of blended family life, you can learn new, more secure ways to relate to yourself and others, fostering healthier and more fulfilling relationships within your family. You have the power to rewrite your attachment story. Being a stepmom can amplify anxious attachment. You're joining a family with its own history and bonds, which can trigger fears of not belonging. Your partner's bond with their kids is strong, healthy, but sometimes it feels threatening. Building trust with stepchildren is slow and unpredictable, echoing old patterns of needing to earn love. The presence of an ex adds another layer of insecurity and comparison. Stepfamily life is a web of shifting loyalties and ambiguity, which can keep your attachment system on high alert. It's normal to feel this way, but you can learn to manage it. Anxious attachment shows up in subtle, everyday ways. You might overgive, hoping perfect effort will guarantee love and acceptance. You may become hypervigilant, constantly scanning for signs of approval or rejection. Small slights or mood changes feel personal, even when they're not. You might suppress your own needs to avoid conflict, losing touch with your authentic self. This pattern is exhausting and can lead to resentment. Recognizing these habits is the first step toward change. The need for reassurance is a hallmark of anxious attachment. You may often ask your partner, "Did I do okay?" or "Are you happy with me?" This constant search for validation can strain your relationship, as your partner may feel their reassurance is never enough. Imagine planning a family night only to worry afterward that your stepchild didn't enjoy it. Your partner might brush off your concerns, but you need your effort and feelings acknowledged. Outsourcing your self-worth to others is draining. The path to security is learning to validate yourself. Trust your intentions and efforts, even if others don't react as you hope. Remind yourself, "I did my best. I can be proud of that." Building your own secure base starts here. You can learn to quiet that anxious voice from within. Fear of rejection can make you walk on eggshells as a stepmom. You might avoid enforcing rules or sharing opinions, worried your stepchildren will pull away or say, "You're not my mom." This fear can keep you from being an effective, authentic parenting partner. Backing down to avoid conflict may feel safe, but it undermines your role and authority. You may prioritize being liked over being respected, even at your own expense. Overcoming this means realizing your worth isn't tied to your stepchildren's approval. Being a kind, consistent adult is loving, even if it's not always appreciated. Learn to tolerate discomfort and trust your partner to stand with you. That's how you move from walking on eggshells to walking with confidence. The presence of the biological mom can trigger endless comparison. You might worry you're second best or feel pressure to compete. This comparison trap is fueled by the core insecurity of anxious attachment, not feeling enough. It can make it hard to support your stepchildren's relationship with their mom, creating tension and loyalty binds. The key is to focus on your unique role. You're not a replacement, but a bonus parent with your own gifts. Your value isn't diminished by hers. Celebrate what you bring to the family, whether it's shared interests or simply being a patient listener. Build genuine connections, not competition. That's how you create your own place in the family. Understanding anxious attachment is just the start. It's the crucial first step, but knowledge alone isn't enough. To truly shift your patterns and create lasting change in your relationships, you need to actively implement practical strategies in your daily life. We're going to explore some actionable steps you can take to cultivate a more secure attachment style, not just in theory, but in practice. Action creates real change. Don't just read about it, do it. Start small, pick one or two strategies that resonate with you, and commit to practicing them consistently. Journaling, practicing mindfulness, or engaging in activities that bring you joy can all be powerful tools for change. Practice self-compassion. This is absolutely essential. When anxiety rises, speak to yourself kindly, as you would to a friend. Avoid self-criticism or harsh judgments. Instead, offer yourself words of understanding and support. Acknowledge your feelings without getting swept away by them. Remember, you're doing the best you can, and it's okay to struggle sometimes. Develop interests and friendships outside your stepfamily. to build a resilient sense of self. Nurturing your own identity and connections will make you less reliant on your partner for validation and security. This independence is key to a healthy relationship. Communicate skillfully with your partner. Open and honest communication is the cornerstone of any strong relationship, especially when dealing with anxious attachment. Use I statements. Express your feelings and needs without blaming or accusing your partner. For example, instead of saying, "You always make me feel insecure," try, "I feel insecure when," and ask for what you need without seeking constant reassurance. It's okay to ask for support, but avoid relying on your partner to constantly validate your worth or alleviate your anxiety. Have regular check-ins to connect, not just in anxious moments. Schedule dedicated time to talk, listen, and connect with your partner even when things are going well. This helps build a stronger foundation of trust and intimacy. Identify your triggers. Maybe it's your stepchild mentioning their mom, or your partner being late. Understanding what sets off your anxiety is crucial for managing it effectively. When triggered, pause, breathe, or take a short walk before reacting. Create space between the trigger and your response. This allows you to process your emotions and choose a more thoughtful reaction, rather than acting impulsively out of fear. Remind yourself, "This is an old feeling, I am safe now." This simple affirmation can help you ground yourself in the present moment and recognize that your current situation is not the same as past experiences that may have triggered your anxiety. Over time, these habits rewire your brain for greater security. Each small step builds your confidence and inner trust. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small it may seem. Acknowledge your efforts and recognize your growing capacity for self-soothing and resilience. You can learn to soothe yourself and respond, not react. With practice, you'll develop the ability to manage your anxiety in healthy ways and create more fulfilling relationships. This is how you build a secure foundation for yourself and your family. It's a journey, not a destination, so be patient with yourself and celebrate every step along the way. Your journey as a stepmom is uniquely yours, and your anxiety does not define you. Understanding anxious attachment is a map, not a flaw. Self-awareness is the foundation for a more secure, fulfilling family life. Building security is a marathon, not a sprint. Be patient with yourself. Every time you soothe yourself, set a boundary, or celebrate your contribution, you build self-trust. The goal isn't to eliminate anxiety, but to learn to live with it and not let it lead. As you grow, your relationships will transform. Love will flow more freely, and you'll connect more authentically. You are becoming a secure base for yourself and your family. Trust your journey and the love that brought you here. The secure, connected family life you dream of is within reach, one courageous day at a time.